thank you for joining. Today we will go over XRP, USDT on the Binance chart. And what a week we have had in the gold, stock market, and crypto market, right? Specifically the precious metals market and the crypto market. As we can see here in XRP, I've mentioned before previously that I do believe XRP is going to target, where did I put it? 60 cents, right? It's going to take quite some time, but XRP 60 cents in 1 year. And look at this, almost halfway there, right? Next target right now for XRP is to fill this entire wick. See what happens around $1.25. And if this level fails, which I believe is going to be strong support regardless, just because that's where we had this nice bounce. So there obviously is some buying pressure, some algorithms set up to hold this level, right? 125. If this level fails, then for sure we will be heading down to 60 cents, which just makes sense because if you start to look, right? Look at these highs. That is support, right? And if you really want to, yes, you can go all the way up to that high. And we're in the range of 73 cents up to 94 cents, right? So in my opinion, we can get this low. If this little support doesn't hold, then yes, the 60 cents mark, which I was saying before, which would be technically this demand, right? Would be what's next on the table. Because long story short, you just have to see where did the buying pressure come in, right? And it really started to come in around the 60 cents to 70 cents area. So I would not be surprised if we do trade back down here. It takes a little bit of time, but we eventually get there in about a year and a half before the next Bitcoin halving. Before then, once again, trading up and attempting to break these all-time highs, which by then, you know, with the currencies and manipulation and dollar printing, there would just be more money in circulation globally. Meaning, since there's more money in circulation globally, the price of these assets would naturally just increase because it's going to take more dollars to get XRP back to its previous price or even higher, right? I guarantee you if we were to go back and let's just say money printing never happened, and then there was just one set price for every single asset, there was no inflation, a lot of these highs for XRP would probably come in roughly around the same height, right? I believe we just see these new all-time highs as a result of inflation, not really as a result of the actual value of the asset. But as you can see here, it's respecting this trend line to the downside. We just broke down through the last month's lows, last week's lows too as well, which is also, I believe, lining up with, broke through yesterday's low as well. So next target is the previous quarter's low, around $1.25. That's what I have in mind. I don't think it's just going to be a straight shot there, especially having this massive sell-off, right? It's already down 25%. I would expect to see some sort of a move back to the upside before possibly coming back down one more time and then targeting those lows. Now to look at the overall picture, let's go to the monthly. Right, it's just not looking good, right? This does not look like something that buyers are stepping in. It looks like sellers are in control. The people that shorted up top are adding more selling pressure, defending previous month's highs or previous quarter's highs, defending previous week's highs, right? So you get a little relief rally, and then the sell-off continues. All the previous week's highs have been defended and the lows have been taken out. So if this pattern here All right. If this pattern here for XRP continues, where the previous week's highs get defended, then I would expect the same thing to happen next week as well, right? We get an open, price trades up, sellers take control. We don't quite get to last week's high, and then we start selling off one more time, making another new low. It might happen one more time before coming back down and eventually taking out those lows. All right. Now, if a relief rally was to happen during this period, the rally could possibly end up taking out this trend line. That would take a lot of energy. I'm not saying it cannot happen, but it could definitely happen if you get a big enough rally, come back up, maybe get close to last month's high before coming back over, and then targeting the lows, doing like a fake breakout, trapping more people long before continuing to the downside. We try to keep things very simple. You've just seen pretty much ever since these lows at $2.73 was broken through, we've just been in a bear trend, and shorts would have been the best trade with stop losses above these highs or stop losses above previous week's highs, targeting the 125, which would have been a very long short trade, but in reality it did end up working out, right? You get candles like this which pump up to $2.38, fake people out because it's all green. Looks like we're going to have another bullish candle. Looks like everything's going to go back up. But then towards the end of the week, they sell it all off. Closes extremely bearish, right? Bearish hammer candle after taking last month's high, letting you know that, okay, they are for sure looking to aim for the lows of this month, right? Of last month, which they did. It took a few more weeks, almost a month to play out. But in the end, it did play out. And as you can see here, XRP is just still selling off. It's not really stopping here. We go to the 1 hour time frame, we can see on a 1 hour time frame on XRP, we can just see how it's just one time framing to the downside, right? This is a very strong trend. Every 1 hour candle high is still being protected. And they just continue to push price down, as you can see here, right? Some buyers kind of stepped in here, but in my opinion, we're going to probably get a little relief rally soon. The 1 hour RSI is extremely oversold. Typically, once that happens, you get some sort of a push to the upside, so I would expect a push to the upside soon. Start to zoom in here. You can see things starting to stall out a little bit. I do believe we get back down to 151, maybe 150 again before we start to actually rise back up a little bit to the upside. So very straightforward with XRP. Nothing too crazy. I'll do a video on Solana soon, and I'm going to go live soon too as well, but I'm going to go ahead and release this one first. Still looks bearish, targeting 125. That 125 area is where I would be looking to enter a long trade on XRP. Until this 125 area is reached, I'm just staying out of the market in terms of XRP. All right. And I wouldn't really feel comfortable longing XRP unless we started trading back above $1.77, which is pretty far away. You're talking about a 15% move to the upside. So if we could get that move, start trading back above 177, this little volume cluster here, then that's definitely going to lead me to believe that the bulls are back in control temporarily. They're probably going to want to aim for the trend line one more time. Because what can happen again, we can get price to come back up, hit this area, and just continue to roll even lower. All right, so that's pretty much it with XRP. Thank you for joining. Like and subscribe. Follow me on X. I post updates all the time. Don't sleep on these Bitcoin bearish trendline breaks. They seem to print very often. I did post an update too as well with Bitcoin. Say my target was 83,700 and it got there. That one took a few days to play out. And I post some stuff about stocks too as well. I was expecting Nokia to come back down into this gap before moving higher, and that's exactly what happened there, right? So obviously I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I do put out some quality stuff here. So like and subscribe, be one of those people that follow me on Twitter, or X, on YouTube, because to be honest, there's not too many people, not too many subscribers, and what that means is whatever I push out into the public, it's almost like a private group chat, right? You're gonna get some insider information about what I'm looking at before most people, which could be at your benefit, but obviously not financial advice. And that's pretty much it. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on X and check out some other videos which I post. Right, been posting a lot more shorts lately too as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for joining. Take care.